take the height of the Great Pyramid and multiply it by 43,200, which is not a random number. I'll explain why if you wish. If you take the height and multiply it by 43,200, you get the polar radius of the Earth. And if you measure the base perimeter of the Great Pyramid and multiply it by 43,200, you get the equatorial circumference of the Earth. So, the Great Pyramid, whether by accident or by design, encodes the dimensions of our planet. Through those long dark ages, in the Middle Ages and so on, when we didn't even know we lived on a planet, let alone its dimensions, those dimensions were always there, encoded on a scale of 1 to 43,200 in the Great Pyramid. And the reason that number is not random is because it relates to a very hard to observe astronomical phenomenon, which is called the precession of the equinoxes, which unfolds at the rate of 1 degree every 72 years and changes the rising points of stars very, very slowly along the horizon. It's also why we do actually live in the dawning of the age of Aquarius. When we talk about ages of the world, we've been living in the so-called age of Pisces. That just means that the sun has been seen to rise against the background of the constellation of Pisces for the last 2,000 years. It's not an accident that the early Christians used the fish as their symbol. But because of the precession, it's shifting out of Pisces and into Aquarius. And it just happens that operates at the rate of 1 degree every 72 years, and 43,200 is a multiple of 72. It's 72 times 600. These numbers are found in myths and traditions all around the world. There's excellent work being done on this by the professor of the history of science at Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Giorgio de Santillana, back in the 60s in a book called Hamlet's Mill. So what we have in the Great Pyramid is not only the dimensions of our planet, but they're also encoded on a scale derived from one of the key motions of the planet itself, the wobble on the planet's axis that causes the precession. And that is very clever. That is very clever work, preserving key data and using a scale that is derived from the planet itself. I think they're there. I think they're there as indestructible records of a lost past.